welcome to DasGeek. The nice folks at Sound Intone sent me this pair of P6 Bluetooth headphones, and man are these things packed with features. They wanted me to do a video review. Now you guys know I love my premium headphones. I have the Audio-Technica Airs, I have Sennheisers, I have Focal Spheres, I have some of the more, I don't have the $1,000 headphones, but I have some more of the premium headphones that are out there that most people consider some of the best bang for your buck, that range anywhere from $100 to $300 for a pair of them. So getting a $35 pair of Bluetooth headphones and doing a review on them when I'm used to something running through external amplifiers or DACs, and getting a much different soundstage than what you usually would expect from a lower end headphone can be quite difficult. But I tried to keep in mind as I spent the last week with these headphones just how much they cost and what value you're getting for the money, and I think you're going to be very interested in the findings of these. So right off the bat, what you're going to notice when you get these out of the box is everything is pretty plastic. There is nothing on here, in fact, besides the wiring and the ear cushions here, that is not plastic. But with that said, after snapping these multiple times pretty hard, dropping them on the ground, taking them to the gym, listening to a movie in my bed, as well as listening to several albums on these, I can say that they're pretty well built plastic. This isn't something that I feel like is going to break, or I can't squeeze and bend in there. You can see it doesn't give. It's pretty solid plastic. And up here, as much as I've stretched and everything, I see no stress marks or indications that this is going to break. So as far as build quality goes, while it would be nice when you see this area here where a lot of headphones will put metal there, to see some metal on these headphones, you do have some metal screws, if you can see those, that are holding these together. It would be nice if they had some additional metal in here, but we'll get into that in a minute. I did like that the wire here is actually wrapped in fabric, making it a little more sturdy when it comes to getting snagged or pulled on. And additionally, it comes with the 3.5 millimeter jack here, and this is also threaded, which was a nice premium touch that they added in. Again, keep in mind, this is all $35 for these headphones, so quite an impressive deal. Now, as far as the look goes, that's something that's subjective. I thought they looked pretty cool. My wife absolutely thought the design and look was neat. My brother, on the other hand, wasn't so impressed with the design, but that's just a matter of opinion. I think certainly you can easily say that they look pretty good on your head. Now, these have some sound cancellation or noise reduction, but it's not something that's battery powered where it's going to absorb all of the sound out of the room, but certainly enough to quiet out any kids who are screaming in the background, as long as they're not screaming too loud. It can quiet down if my kids were listening to YouTube, for instance, on the TV, and when I had these on with some music playing, I couldn't hear their show at all. So it does have some noise canceling capabilities. So for those travelers out there to get on planes and things, I think this would be a good pair of headphones for you. Additionally, the sound leakage, these are on ear, wasn't very prevalent there at all. You would have to be pretty close to the headphones to hear. At about the 30 to 50% mark, anything over 50%, there's going to be a little more noise leakage. So just keep that in mind if you like to listen to your tunes really loud. But I would say they'd certainly be work safe if you listen to your music at a moderate level. And certainly you could be on a plane or in a library or something like that without interrupting people too much, as long as your music's set at that level. So build quality is not bad, and they come with a 1-year warranty. Now there is a rubberized pad here, and you can see that when I stretch this out, it's probably hard to get on video. There's just a little bit of gap that starts forming. And my one fear with these headphones is that band, although that would be easy enough to glue back down, and I assume it's glued on, where you can see it just kind of pulls a little bit from the plastic. You can see it on this side right there. And again, as much as I've stretched and flopped these back, it's not come undone, and it doesn't look like it's coming off. It just looks like an area, if I was to guess where you're going to have some issues, it would probably be here. The ear cushions themselves offer plenty of padding. I think they're thick enough that they're not going to get torn easily like many other headphones out there. You'll see lots of pictures of headphones on Amazon, especially in this price range, where those ear muffs are the first things that generally rip. And I don't think you're going to have that problem with these here. So overall, in the build quality, I think they did a good job. It's a lot of plastic. I'd like to see a little more metal, but I also understand this is a $35 pair of headsets. As far as options go, that's the coolest thing about these headphones. They have everything you could possibly want in a headphone built into these things. Not only do you have the auxiliary cord that you can plug in here if you run out of battery life, you get about 8 hours of music playing on these. And I didn't test anything for straight 8 hours. I don't have that kind of time. But based on the standby and my use over the last week, I would say that it probably gets pretty close to that. Here you have your play button. You have answer calls. So these do have a microphone built in, although you probably can't see the two little holes there. Now, I did do some phone conversations on these headphones, and the individuals I was speaking to, I could hear them. They could hear me. They did say that it sounded like they were on speakerphone, which is not surprising considering there's not a mic hanging off of these that get close to your mouth. So it's picking up all the sound around you, but certainly good enough if you need to take a quick call or so at the gym or at work or where you're at. If it's an important call with a customer or something like that, I wouldn't suggest answering with these. So you have a micro USB that you use to charge these. You also have something I haven't seen on a lot of headsets, and that's a TF micro SD card reader. So you can put a micro SD card in there, and you don't even have to connect these to your phone. You can literally play the music directly off of the headphones. So you could just bring these to the gym, and if you load all your music onto your micro SD, that's all you will need, which is a very cool feature. The other thing I want to mention about these right off the bat is you do have voice prompt as well. So when I talk about all these features in here, these are the features of headphones that generally cost quite a bit more than $35 all packed into this. But I want to shock you again because these also have FM antenna built in, so you can listen to FM radio on these headsets. You just simply hold on the power button. You click on it once to get out of Bluetooth mode. In the next mode, it will say radio mode. And that is pretty amazing. Now, I don't assume the reception is fantastic in FM mode on these, but I wasn't able to give it a try because the area I live in actually is so rural that they don't have FM radio stations that you can generally pick up unless you have a really powerful radio. So most people have satellite radio. So I couldn't test that feature out here, but I did get the static and was able to change channels and things. The one thing I would like to see there is that it voice prompts you the actual channel that you're switching to, because all it currently does is scan. You could tell that it's scanning to another radio station, but you don't know which one it's going to. So you'll have to kind of circulate through there. But again, at $35, can I really complain? So you got voice calling, you've got completely foldable headphones. So if you need to shove these into your bag, you're good to go. So let's talk about the sound quality. One of the things that you have to keep in mind when you're doing a review on headphones like this, of course, is the value that you're getting for the price here. And when I was a kid and I was going to buy a boombox, I remember my dad telling me specifically, don't go listen to those $500 boomboxes that you can't afford, because all of these ones that you can't afford will sound like crap. Go start with the ones that are way cheaper than your budget and work your way up so that you find something that's within your budget and you'll still think it sounds great. And I would say that's kind of how these headphones would rank. If you tried to compare them, of course, to a $300 Audio-Technicas, you're not going to have a great experience. You're going to notice that the sound and the mids and highs is kind of flat. It has a little bit of flat tones. Now, the lows are very much there, and I would compare these on par with like Diesels, Monster Diesels, or Beats, and those type of headphones that focus more on the lows than they do on the mids and the highs. And you'll see that here. Now, my wife listens to a lot of music that's got a lot of low beats, so she loved these right off the bat. In fact, she kept stealing these from me to go to the gym multiple times. She loves these. She would tell you they're 5 out of 5 stars all day long. She absolutely digs these headphones, loves all the features on them, the ease of use and not having to have a wire that she has to fight with while she's at the gym. She keeps stealing these and I can't get the review done because of it. So she absolutely loves them. With me, you know, I'm the type of person that will carry around an amplifier in my pocket to run my higher end headphones to get the most premium sound while I'm listening to Tidal, some high def music. And for me, I could feel that the tones on the highs and the mids were flat, but they weren't horrible. They weren't unacceptable. The volume of these is definitely plenty enough to hurt your ears and without the distortion. So these are good quality drivers in here. They just kind of peak out when it comes to really delivering the full sound stage that you would get in a more premium headset. With that said, the lows certainly deliver everything that they intend to. So if you listen to a lot of R&B, rap, dubstep, that type of music, these are going to be perfect for you. My wife really liked them with rock and roll, which kind of makes sense because sometimes those flat tones in mids and highs can really bring out rock and roll music there. So overall, don't expect to get the best sound you've ever heard out of them, but they're certainly plenty good enough to compete with headphones in the $60-$70 range, and you're getting these for $35. So with that said, I think you're getting a pretty good value here. The most incredible thing about these headphones that I've not experienced with any other Bluetooth headphones was the range. These have the most impressive Bluetooth range I have ever found in the headphones, but from the Jaybirds to the Monacos to all the other sets that I've tried, the range is just extremely limiting. You put your phone in your pocket and you'll start getting static sometimes, or you go put it a few feet away from you and it'll start breaking up. These never skipped as far as hearing when you're watching a movie or listening to music. A lot of Bluetooth headphones, it's something you have to get used to. Every once in a while will kind of skip, where they're catching up through the data. And these never did that at any point. And even turning these on upstairs, I ended up, before I filmed this video, my wife was downstairs on a phone conversation and she had linked these from the gym. It ended up picking up her phone conversation and I could hear it perfectly clear. That's 2 floors down from here. I can't believe the range that these things have. Now, I also tested these from going all the way from one side of my porch on one side of the house all the way to the other side of the porch on the other side of the house. And it seemed like once they came out of view only, did they start to have some breaking with the music. So the range on these is extremely impressive. My wife likes to leave her phone down by next to the treadmill or behind a bicycle while she's working out, and could put these headphones on her head while the phone was way behind her and still have a perfect listening experience. So when it comes to Bluetooth range, if you're looking something with a lot of range, I've not found any headphones that do it better than these guys. So that's very impressive. Now, naturally, when you have headphones like this, you can also listen to podcasts. So you can see I'm listening. Wait a minute. How'd that? I don't listen to Justin Bieber. I don't know how that got on there. I was clearly listening to Destination Linux podcast right there. But you could definitely listen to the podcast on this and have a fantastic time with these and see if you can hear any sound leakage. I've got this set full volume here. Robin Rocco. Oh, you guys are really loud at 100% volume. Imagine that. I would rate these headphones 4 out of 5 stars. They're fantastic headphones. They're feature rich. I wish the soundstage could be improved a little bit, and I'm sure on their future iterations they will do so. But certainly for that price tag, it's absolutely acceptable and worthy of a listen to and worthy of a purchase. I'm honestly blown away with the amount of features that they're able to pack into these Bluetooth headphones for the price that you're getting. You're getting fantastic range. I think the actual durability of these is solid, and they're definitely something you should take a look at if you're in the market for Bluetooth headphones, which most of us will be here pretty soon, considering a lot of phone companies are now removing the jacks out of their phones, just like the iPhone 7. So you either carry a dongle or you use some Bluetooth headphones, and these would be a perfect option to get you into the headphone market at a fantastic price. So that's my review. Leave your comments below. Let me know what Bluetooth headphones you've checked out. Have you tried the Sound Intone P6s? Do you love them? Do you hate them? What's your favorite features? And until next time, get out there and listen to some music, not Justin Bieber, and fill your brains.
Don't get subscribed. Does not like the video.